It is a great pleasure for me to be amidst this august gathering on the occasion when the Indian Civil Defence and Home Guards are celebrating their Golden Jubilee year. It is a day of celebration, a time to appreciate achievements as a nation, our strength as a community and the opportunities that lie before us. On this occasion, I pay my respect to those civil defense and home guard volunteers who dedicated their selfless service to the nation. Be it external aggression in 1962, 1965, 1971, or any kind of disaster, whether natural or man-made. It is with a great sense of satisfaction and gratitude that I must say that the citizens of this great country have always come forward to help their fellow citizens during crisis of any kind, willingly and wholeheartedly. The spirit of volunteerism has been exhibited time and again by the common man to provide support and relief to the victims of disasters in the past, and I am sure that they will continue to do so, albeit with more zeal and vigor. You all may be aware that the Government of India had kick-started the process of revamping of civil defense setup in the country by launching a centrally sponsored scheme in 11th plan at an initial cost of Rs 100 crores. I am glad to learn that the target set for this scheme has been almost achieved. To provide further momentum to the process of strengthening the civil defense organization, Government of India plans to launch a new scheme for mainstreaming the civil defense in disaster risk reduction at an outlay of approximately 600 crores in the 13 years plan. The civil defense and the home guards form an integral part of the disaster management system, and therefore they are required to play not only a reactive but a proactive role. They are community-based voluntary organization, and the community will always be the first responser in the event of disaster. You are aware of the fact that the Government of India has already brought about a change in the approach to disaster management from a relief-centric approach to holistic approach, covering the entire cycle from immediate relief to sustainable rehabilitation. With regard to Home Guard modernization, the Home Ministry had constituted a committee in 2012 to carry out in-depth study to analyze the problem areas and suggest measures required to be taken to revamp the Home Guards organization. The recommendations of the committee have been received and are under consideration. The Government of India has already enacted the Disaster Management Act 2005 and constituted the National Disaster Management Authority. It is a great honor that the Honorable Prime Minister is the chairperson of NDMA. As a follow-up to these positive steps towards the disaster management, the 10 NDRF battalions have been raised, trained and equipped to handle disasters. I am indeed delighted to hear from the different corners about the sterling performance of NDRF and that they are working along with the civil defense in responding to the disasters. For example, when the multi-story building, as the DG has already mentioned, the collapse in Thane on 4th April 2013, NDRF did a commendable job. In this task, the NDRF had a complete support of 222 volunteers and staff of civil defense in Thane. I would like to place on record my deep appreciation for all the persons who carried out this operation. Of course, I will go and congratulate them as desired by DG. I congratulate Dr. P.M. Nair, the Director General of Civil Defense and NDRF, for this commendable initiative. I am sure that the deliberation during the conference will bring bring out many great ideas to enhance the performance of the system. On this occasion, I appeal to all the citizens of this great nation, and particularly to all government employees, to volunteer for civil defense. Before I convey my best wishes and concluding my speech, I must make reference to the Secretary that what specifically he had said. It reminds me, just I was talking to Mr. Nair, that I was just a police sub-inspector in 65 to 71 in Mumbai and resigned from the police and joined the Congress Forum for Socialist Action, a Congress party. The Maharashtra government had appointed me immediately as a Secretary of the Civil Defense. And then now you are all DGs in the front rank except you, for probably you also must be worked as DG sometime. But that time IGs were there. Mr. Rajadhyaksha was IG. And I was working with him as a Secretary of the Civil Defense. So I'm proud of this institution because the way in which, you see, it was started in 1962. And in 71, just it was 9 years. But the enthusiasm was so much within the police and outside the police in general with the public. As very rightly Mr. R.K. Singh had said, that unless you have missionary zeal with you, you cannot give your services to the nation. And I think this is one of the best services to render your services to the nation. Many people, they think, I had also an attraction towards uniform. And that's the reason I joined police, but unfortunately I could not remain till I retired and came to politics. But many youngsters have desire to become, you see, on this. And I think recently, or for a long time, both home guards, usually they were home guards. But I do not know, still today I have not gone into the details of the recommendations. But I think this is one of the force that we have to make it very strong, very disciplined. I see many times the enrollment that we do just for the sake of enrollment, and they are not that up to the mark as a soldiers. I think if anything is needed, missionary work has to be there, no problem. With the zeal should be there with the working with the missionary mind. But at the same time, if some money is required, I think for such institutions, we'll have to train in peace. They will be useful at the time of war. And I'm quite confident the institution like Home Guard and Civil Defense, they will be very, very useful. And this is one of the institution I have seen. If desire, they can march step by step with the army also in the civil side, in the cities or in the villages. You are on the war front, army is on the war front. But the second front had to be protected by the civilians. And I think, who are those civilians? Those who are service, those who are in Home Guard, Civil Defense, they can render best services, train people. This is a continuous work. This is not, you see, just one DG comes and he celebrates his position and goes. This is a continuous process that you have to infuse, you see, the inspiration among the youngsters to join this force. And I think for this, whatever, Mr. Reddy, you have any ideas, we'll sit together, my department, my Home Secretary, and all will sit together. Because I personally feel this is the force that we have to, because many times we feel that a home guard, it just is standing, but he is in uniform. I personally feel a man who is in uniform must be sturdy and a very perfect to show that a man who is wearing uniform, he is my protector. He should not look like an old man of 75 or 80 man and standing with a stick. I think you all will take note of it, this, and whatever government has to do, we will do. Of course, we'll have to take into confidence the state government also, and I am prepared to sit with you and have a conference of all state ministers concerned or chief minister concerned on this issue, because we have to have both the institutions very strong.